Hello everyone and welcome back to Alberto's Adventures. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make what I like to call mini Tamaffles. Now I've seen different versions of this on different websites and on social media, so I wanted to give it a try. Now there are various different types of tamales and different ingredients you can use for these. Traditionally, growing up, I would have the cheese and jalapeno, which is what I will be doing today. But there's also the pork in the red sauce and the shredded chicken in green sauce. So again, it's up to you what you want to fill these with, but I will be showing you cheese and jalapeno. Now I'm going to be using queso fresco as well as shredded mozzarella cheese and sliced pickled jalapenos. Feel free to use whatever cheese you want, whatever ingredients. Again, this is all up to you. Now I'm using this mini waffle maker that I got for about $10. I'm using Maseca Tamal dough. Just follow the instructions on the packet if you're using that. Again, the mozzarella cheese, jalapenos, and queso fresco. So now that we have all our ingredients and the waffle maker is nice and warm, let's go ahead and start, but make sure that you wash your hands before you do any of this. So as you can see, the masa or the dough here, the consistency of it is more for the traditional tamal, which you use corn husks and you spread it through that and you add the filling in. My method here is basically to make it as thin as possible and then add the filling, but I used a different approach, kind of like when you make fresh tortillas, and I figured, I'll just go ahead and make it kind of like a gordita and then put it into the waffle maker. But as you'll see in a little bit, I'll explain what happened with that. Now what ended up happening was that I kept using this method of pretty much making like a sandwich and just pressing the edges into it, and using that as what I thought was the way to do this, the approach for this. But after cooking them, I realized that it was not the way to do it. What ended up happening was that the masa or the dough, it ended up being too thick for the waffle maker. So here I am placing the little waffle into the maker. It took about 6 to 8 minutes for it to cook, and it looks great. But the problem was that once cutting into it and tasting it, the outsides were nice and crispy like a regular waffle, but the inside still felt kind of doughy. So I definitely had to make some alterations to the masa or the dough. That way I can get the right consistency so that it would cook all the way through. And this is the consistency that I found works best. Ironically, it's pretty much like a waffle or a pancake batter. You would think, right? Common sense, it's a waffle. But hey, you live and you learn. And trial and error. So moving on here, showing you guys the proper method that I found works best for this. Go ahead and you spray the waffle maker just a little bit. You pour some of the mixture into the bottom of the waffle maker first. Lightly spread it throughout. And then once you have that pretty much spread out, you add your toppings to it. So I added the jalapeno, and then I decided to add both cheeses to it, just to combine some of the flavors. So you go ahead and do that. And again, if you have chicken, shredded chicken or pulled pork, again, there's so many variations of this. It's totally up to you. And once you're done with the filling, you just go ahead and top it with more of the batter. Just a nice light layer. Once you close the waffle maker, what it'll do is take the batter and it'll go and seal the edges, and you'll end up with a nice crispy waffle once it's all said and done. So after about 6 minutes or so, it'll look something like this. Nice char from the cheese. And you go ahead and just carefully take it out. It's still going to be a little bit soft just because it's really, really hot, so be careful. Make sure you use the proper utensils. Don't get burned. Be very, very careful. And that's the finished product, as you can see. Nice and crispy on the outside, and nice and soft and warm on the inside with the melted cheese and of course the jalapeno. And yeah, that's how you make these mini Tamaffles, as I like to call them. These are fun, you know. If you have children, family, friends, get them involved. These little mini waffle makers are really inexpensive. You can get a couple of them. Just have a fun time with them. Be creative. These are great for appetizers. The holidays are coming up, so you know, these make great little appetizers, and they're just real tasty. Who doesn't love tamales? And I like to serve them with sour cream and salsa. So if you have maybe a red salsa or a green salsa, with this type of tamal with the cheese and the jalapeno, I do prefer green salsa, but we only had red, so that's what I used. But yeah, just to finish these off, add the sour cream, your salsa. They are super delicious, and a different take on the classic tamal. They are delicious. So yeah, go ahead and give these a try. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. I want to thank all of you for watching. Please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and also follow me on Instagram at albertosadventures_. And again, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.